In this video, I'm going to show you how to cook an egg 6 different ways. The first way I'm going to show you is scrambled. So we're going to crack our egg and put it in the bowl. While you're getting ready to mix this, go ahead and heat a skillet and put a generous amount of butter in it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add salt. And whisk. Now we're going to wait on our butter to completely melt. Now that our butter is melted, we're going to add the egg. If you want your scrambled eggs really fluffy, then you could add a little bit of milk or cream. But if not, you just continuously stir. And when they're basically done, you're going to add some pepper. And stir. And there you have it, yummy scrambled eggs. For our next egg, I'm going to show you how to make a hard-boiled egg. So first, you're going to get a small pot of water and try to cover your egg an inch with water. Turn it on medium so it comes to a rolling boil. Once the water is at a steady boil, you're going to reduce it just a little and add the egg gently. And then you're going to let it cook for 10 minutes. Now, the trick here to an easy peel is soaking the egg in an ice bath for 5 minutes. Our 5 minutes is up, so let's start peeling. I like to smash it on all sides first. And it comes right off. And then I like to wash it off just so there's no eggshell pieces left. And then dry it a little. Now let's cut it open and see what it looks like. Perfect. And then we're going to salt it just a little before eating. The next egg I'm going to show you how to make is an omelet. So first you're going to crack your egg into the bowl, add a little bit of salt, and mix it. Now, while you're mixing this, you can go ahead and add a little bit of butter to a small skillet and let that melt. You can also add any other spices that you would like to this. You can add some shredded cheese or maybe like some meat. Okay, we're going to add the egg to the skillet. And you're just going to let it get a little firm. Now that it's a little firm, we're going to flip it. Just try to be very gentle. Oopsies. Oh no. I saved it, but barely. Okay, now that it's flipped, I'm going to add a little bit of cheese because nobody wants a plain omelet. Now you're just going to let the cheese melt while the rest of the egg is getting firm. And you can turn it down just a little if you would like. Now that the cheese is pretty much all the way melted, we can go ahead and fold it in half. Now we have a yummy cheese omelet. The next egg is sunny side up, and we're going to start by adding a little bit of oil to the pan. We're going to add a little bit of salt to the pan, and then we're going to immediately crack the egg and place it in the pan. We're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to the yolk. And now we're going to add a little bit of butter to get the edges a little golden. You can let this cook as long as you would like, depending on how you like the middle. Okay, I'm going to flip it. And hopefully the yolk doesn't burst while doing so. When it's done to your liking, go ahead and move it to a plate. And we have a nice runny middle. Our next egg is going to be a poached egg. So we're going to start by getting a medium pot with water, about 4 inches of water. We're going to let it boil, and we're going to add a generous splash of white vinegar. While that's boiling, we're going to start by getting our egg ready by placing it into the bowl. When the water gets to a soft boil, you're going to create a vortex, and then you're going to place the eggs directly in the center. And then I'm going to let mine cook for 4 minutes. Now that our 4 minutes are up, we're going to move it to a plate and immediately season it. And there we have a perfectly poached egg. For our final egg, we're going to be doing something a little bit more unique. We're going to make a cloud egg. So to get started, you're going to preheat your oven to 400. Then we're going to separate the yolk from the whites. Careful not to break the yolk. So we're going to go back and forth until it's separated cleanly as possible. We're going to place our yolk. We're just going to leave it in the shell for right now, if it'll stay, just so it holds its shape. We're going to get a baking sheet ready by placing non-stick aluminum foil on it, or you can also use parchment paper. We're going to set this aside. Now to get our cloud, we have to whip the egg whites until we get stiff peaks. We're going to add just a pinch of salt. Now we're going to place the stiff egg whites onto the baking sheet. To make our cloud. Now we're going to take a spoon and create a deep well in the middle. Now we're going to bake this for 3 minutes. Now we're going to add our yolk. Now we're going to add our yolk and then cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. Now that it's done, we're going to place it on a plate. Well, mine kind of made a little mess because my nonstick aluminum foil wasn't so nonstick. So it took a little tumble over, but here we are. It's really fluffy and gooey. So there you go. Which version of eggs are you most excited to try?